Hi bakers, and welcome to my kitchen. If you are new here, my name is Amy and I am the voice behind and creator of Baking with Granny. And in this video I am going to show you how to make your very own sweet Christmas mincemeat, a proper festive staple. Now, if you're not familiar with Christmas mincemeat, it's a fruity spiced filling that we use in mince pies here in the UK, and you'll see it popping up in shops all over the country from about October onwards. Outside of the UK though, it can be a bit of a rarity, so this is the perfect recipe if you are overseas or you just want to have a go at making your own mincemeat. It also makes a lovely wee homemade gift for the holidays. But first, a quick bit of history for you. Mincemeat actually does get its name from the fact that it did used to contain meat. Often this would be some beef suet or even some mutton, alongside the fruit and the spices. These days it has evolved into the sweet fruity mixture that we all know and love, usually made with vegetable suet. Though if you are feeling a bit traditional, you can still go with the beef suet. Despite the changes, it has kept its name of mincemeat as a nod to its roots, even though it's all about the fruit now. So to make your own homemade Christmas mincemeat, we're going to need a couple of apples, and you want these to be peeled, cored, and chopped into little bite-sized pieces. We're going to need some dried fruit, which is usually sultanas, raisins, and currants. Slightly less traditional, but an absolute must as far as I'm concerned, is some dried cranberries, some glacé cherries, which we want to quarter, some mixed peel, and then we want our suet. If we're being traditional, beef suet would probably be more in lines with a traditional mincemeat. However, all the shop bought ones that you buy nowadays will have a vegetable suet, meaning they are suitable for vegetarians. And for the spices, we want some mixed spice, some ground nutmeg, and some cinnamon. For our sugar, we want a dark brown sugar. I like a soft dark brown sugar, but if you prefer a sweeter mincemeat, you could use a light brown sugar as well. Finally, we want some zest and some juice, and we're going to get that from a couple of oranges and a couple of lemons. Now there is of course the option to add some alcohol here as well. Something like some sweet sherry or some brandy are popular choices. I don't tend to use that purely because we don't have those in my house. I'm not a drinker of alcohol, and I don't want to have to go out and buy that just for this one recipe. But of course, if you want to have a boozy mincemeat, just add it in with your fruit juice. The process of making the mincemeat is incredibly simple. All you want to do is pop all those ingredients into a large bowl, give it all a good mix, and then we're going to let it sit for 2, 3, 4 days just to let all the juices and spices marinate into all those dried fruits. Now, some mincemeat recipes will advise to actually cook down the mixture. I don't tend to go with this train of thought purely because I want to be able to see my little specks of suet throughout the mixture, and I don't want them to be cooking until they're actually in my mince pies. By warming the mixture, they would melt the suet and you would then lose that authenticity of having that within the mixture. The other concern that people sometimes have with not cooking the mincemeat is in terms of it preserving. Now, if you're adding the alcohol, obviously that's going to help with that, but beyond that, the sugar itself acts as a preservative. So once we jar it all up, the amount of sugar that's within the mixture will do the job of preserving without having to actually cook the mixture. Over the course of your few days of soaking and marinating, you want to give it all a good stir every now and then, just to make sure that everything is getting soaked right through. So after a few days of letting your mixture soak and marinate, we are going to start jarring it up. Now, ideally you want to use something like a slotted spoon so that you're leaving behind a lot of that wet mixture. We want to be getting all the goodness of the fruit and spices into the jars. We don't want to have a really runny sort of wet mincemeat that's going to give us soggy mince pies. If you find that you actually do have quite a lot of leftover liquid, you can put your mixture through a sieve just to separate that liquid out. Like I say, using a slotted spoon preferably, you want to spoon the mixture into your jars. Now for my recipe, it will give you about 4 average sized jars of mincemeat. You want to fill them right up and then just pop the lid on them. I should say as well, you want to make sure that your jars are sterilised before filling them. There's various ways that you can do this. A hot wash in a dishwasher is one. My personal favourite way to sterilise jars is just to pop them into an oven on a lower temperature, about 100 degrees, and just let them sit for 10 minutes or so, and that'll kill off any bacteria. Just be careful when you then remove them, allow them to cool down a bit first. And there you have it. You can use this mincemeat for all sorts of Christmas mince pies, whether it's puff pastry, short crust, peonies, or crumble top mince pies. I've got recipes for all of those variations over on bakingwithgranny.co.uk. And if you have any questions, please just pop a little comment below and I will do my best to answer them. And of course, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And share your own mince pie creations with me on social media using the hashtag #BakingWithGranny. Thanks for watching and happy baking!